Hi moms, it's me, Katie, and I am going to answer your questions. I will try and do it as quickly as I can because I just got a few minutes. It's 8 o'clock, the boys are upstairs, and Emmy's kind of just relaxing. Sorry, I am kind of a mess. It was a do-nothing kind of day because it was rainy, so I am in my sweats and my hair has not been done. So excuse my appearance. Why did I become a stay-at-home mom? I became a stay-at-home mom because I was missing everything with the kids, all their firsts, their first word, their first crawl, their first walk, and it was just breaking my heart. I would actually go into the bathroom at work and cry when my mother-in-law would call me and tell me what they had done that day. So my husband wanted me to stay home to begin with to raise the kids. We're happier raising our kids. Well, I'm raising the kids, but we're happier that way. We don't want to have to depend on somebody else to raise our kids. The best thing about my significant other, Matt, is an amazing worker. He's very proud of his job. He does his job really well. He shot up to a head at the Metropolitan Opera House and is the youngest head in history. So he's very proud of himself, which just makes him work harder and do a better job. What is my favorite thing about each one of my kids? My oldest, Matthew, is a very compassionate boy. He has a bleeding heart like I do. I mean, he will be the first one there to help out anybody. He knows when you're upset. He knows when you're sad. He knows when you're depressed. He will make the best of it. He'll he cracks me up because when I'm having a bad day, he'll go make me a cup of coffee. I know that sounds terrible, but I have a Keurig, so it's easy. It's not like he's brewing a whole pot of coffee. But he's a very compassionate boy. He's a good boy. My son, Ronan, is my middle son, and he's 5. And he is scary brilliant. We call him Sheldon Cooper, and he does not like that. But he is scary brilliant. He's going to do great things. I know every parent says that, but he really is. My Emmy is 2.5, and she is just a very sweet and loving little girl. She's hysterical. She she tells everybody that they're her best friend, and she's loving. She always is there to give you a hug. Oh, I missed you so much. She's just a sweetheart. There's lots of things that I love about my kids, but those are the things that stand out the most. If I had one day with a completely empty house, what would I do? I do get days, I get weekends, like every third weekend. My mother-in-law takes the kids for the whole weekend. So when they go on Friday night, I'll sit home, I'll have a couple glasses of wine, take out that I want, that nobody else eats off my plate, and catch up on my DVR or read a book. And then Saturday, I'll get up early in the morning because I can't sleep in if my life depended on it, and I will clean the house top to bottom. And then Saturday nights, when the kids are away, I will go down to New York City and I will sit at Matt's job for a little while, and then we'll go out and have a date night. How clean is my house? My house is lived in. It's not a disaster area. I'm far from OCD, but it's far from being trashed. Like I said, I have 3 kids, so it's actually been a little bit messier lately because we've had 3 of Matt's friends come up and stay with us because they lost everything in the Hurricane Sandy or Superstorm Sandy, whatever the hell it's categorized now. So in addition to Matt, I've had 3 other grown men living in my house for a little while, and it's kind of making me crazy. But they don't have anything. They don't have family around. They're single, so they stay here. Yay for me. The biggest sore spot in my relationship, as much as I love that Matt is an extremely hard worker, that's a sore spot. He will only be home once, maybe twice a week. And even then, he's coming in. He doesn't get off of work until 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, and he's got to make an hour and a half trip home. So he's exhausted. That's why he stays down in the city most of the time. But then I don't get to spend time with him. The kids don't get to spend time with him, and it always seems to be a fight, and that's a really sore spot in our relationship. what turns me on the most about my hubby. He has got the most amazing blue eyes. I mean, they're huge. They're crystal blue, and he's got the most gorgeous lashes. Ugh. He backs those baby blues, and I melt. Shawana wants to know how often do I drink wine? I will drink it a couple nights a week. Uh, when the kids are asleep, sometimes I will break down and have a glass before they go to bed. I won't lie. On the weekends, I tend to drink a little bit more. Not, I don't want to sound like an alcoholic. And on Sunday, I'll have probably a bottle and a half while I cook and you know fart around the house with as long as Matt's here, I won't and I don't get to the point where I'm shit faced. Excuse me. Who wears the pants in my house? That would definitely be me. Everybody likes to laugh because Matt is this huge honking guy, and they say he runs and cringes in the corner whenever I get mad. I say what goes. I don't want to say like I brag about it, but I do kind of. I'm very independent. I've always been independent. My mother raised me to be a very independent person, and I'm very stubborn. So what I want, I get. Shawana wants to know how awesome she is on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll rate you on our scale of 1 to 10. It's an 11.5. You can't go any higher than an 11.5. That's the rule that my husband made. So Shawana, you're an 11.5, darling. And she wants to know if Emmy is a bossy lady. She is very, very bossy. Sometimes my husband and I will laugh and say she's princess bitch because I'm queen bitch. So we'll sometimes call her princess bitch because she's very bossy like her mama. How did I meet Matt? I met Matt because he was he was building a deck for my stepfather, and that's how we met. My favorite thing about being a stay-at-home mom is everything, really. I mean, I'm not missing anything out. I'm not missing anything when it comes to my kids. They're well taken care of. They're happy. They're content. I see what they're doing. I help them with their homework. I kiss them goodnight every night. I make their meals. I get to sit with them, and a lot of moms don't get to do what we do, and so I really have to say that everything is I love everything about it. I'm not just jumping around. I just wrote these questions down in order. So, how did my husband propose? It's kind of cheesy. We were at the Tree in Rockefeller Center in New York City on my birthday, and he asked me to marry him. And the funny thing is we were planning this nice, big Irish wedding, and I ended up getting pregnant, which is typically Irish too, getting knocked up before you're married, and that runs in my family. So then we just kind of had a very small ceremony after that. We didn't have the big elaborate wedding. The hardest thing about being stay-at-home mom has got to be not being able to go to the bathroom in peace. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like, the ninja kick if I lock the door. They're pounding in the door when I got to go to the bathroom or take a shower. And, sometimes you're just ready to pull your hair out because you just don't get the time that you need to think. Favorite thing to do when I get alone time is read or watch TV, honestly, because usually it's always the kids' stuff that's on. Right now we're watching Lilo and Stitch because the kids are actually not even in the room. I don't know why I'm watching Lilo and Stitch. I'm not really watching it, but it's just on the TV. When are my kids allowed to date? I think I'd be a little bit more laid back with the boys. 15, 16, Emmy, I'd like for her to wait, but that's not going to happen. Do I have the redheaded temper? Absolutely. My husband will, everybody that knows me, unfortunately, knows that I have a really bad temper. And it seems like as soon as they see the red hair, that's what they assume. And really, they're right. It's bad. Mac or PC? I'm a Mac person all the way. If I could change one thing about Matt, not his job, what would it be? There's a lot of things. I can't even pick just one because One that really aggravates me is asking him, like, when we go out to dinner, where do you want to go for dinner? He can never tell me. It's always, I don't care, whatever you want. So I kind of want to smack him every single time. That's what it pops in my head first. My dream job would be a biomedical researcher, because that's what I will eventually go back to school for. Do I feel like I'm raising another child when it comes to my hubby? Absolutely. He's ridiculous. He really is. Describe my significant other in one word. Loyal and loving. Well, that's 2 words, but very loyal to a fault. What do I do when the kids are driving me crazy? I sometimes will lock myself in the bathroom for 5 minutes and lean against the door just so that I get away from them and not scream, because I scream a lot because I have red hair, so I do scream a lot. My husband's favorite ice cream flavor is pumpkin. He loves it, and I have to stock up on it because you can only get it for 3 months out of the year, so I have to stock up on it and keep it in my deep freezer just to make him happy. What is my perfect relaxing day? I haven't really had one in quite a while, but when I was still working, which was a while ago, Matt would actually, because we had the extra money, and he would actually send me to a spa once a month for like 2 hours, and it was wonderful, for a massage and a pedicure and a manicure. But I don't get that very often anymore. But those are all the questions. It's an extremely long video, and I apologize. But I can't wait to hear everybody else's answers to the questions. And I will talk to you ladies soon. Love y'all. Bye.